Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? Is this what you want?
Hello, everyone. It's another episode of Is This What You Want with Matt and Julia. We are back.
We're back, baby.
And bigger and badder. Gooder.
We're gooder than ever.
We're ready to rock. We're focused. We're rested. I hope you were rested as well.
We had a bit of a hiatus,
Yep.
which is, a running theme with us. We love a hiatus. We love to just ghost our listeners
We
for
love
a
to
couple months.
shoot. Yeah.
But then it's so exciting when we come back, right? You're excited, right?
Yeah. I am.
I'm excited.
Well, because we were getting nice messages from people being like, I just love your pod. Here's the thing. It was on hiatus for a month, and people are like, I love that podcast of yours. I'm like, it hasn't been around for a month.
Yeah.
Who are you people?
The people who are missing.
5 or 6 people that were like...
Yeah, I got people messaging me on a reel I posted being like, by the way, I like your podcast. Where is it, ho?
Where you
at,
ho? We're back. It's been a hectic couple months. We've been gone. No, the last episode was January 18th.
Yeah. It actually, we've been busy, which is nice.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about
We do, but
I'm
I'm overwhelmed and I'm blanking on what we've talked about and what we haven't. But thank you for coming back with us. It's good to be back. If you're new to this podcast, it's called Is This What You Want? Where we basically try to figure out what you want, but mostly we talk about what we want.
Yeah, well, we did this week, and sometimes we dabble in the news, and we also have a happy hour dedicated to the worst robot movie of all time that we'll get into right now. Yeah. Happy Chappy Hour, everybody.
Happy Chappy Hour. Yay. Cheers to Chappy.
We're chapping. We're having a drink dedicated to the worst robot movie. Say worst robot movie.
The worst robot movie ever made. The worst robot movie
ever. Worst robot.
Worst robot.
No, the R's in worst and robot are killing me right now.
Worst
robot.
Yeah, so we're actually chapping. We're chapping a can, CANN, which is a THC and CBD drink. Yep. Which I quite like. And we're doing a little. We're recording this for our viewers listening to this and seeing this. So these are the can roadies, as you can see. This one's grapefruit rosemary, which I'm chapping, and you are having the cardamom orange one. And they're these fun little tinctures, and you just pour them in your glass. You add whatever liquid you want. We used a little lime Topo Chico. And guess what? You use Julia Comedy 20 at checkout, and you get 20% off at can.com.
Oh, I was about to say, what's the 20 about? Because you loved 2020 so much?
Yes.
Or you tell people you're 20 years old.
I'm 20 years old, and
can you imagine trying to tell people you're 20? Like hearing that someone's 20 right now, I'm like, you might as well be 8 years old.
Well, that's what's weird when I get ID'd, and I realize that in America, United States of America,
you think I'm 20?
People get ID'd more, but when we were at the golf course the other day.
Weren't golfing, we're just drinking.
We're just drinking at the golf course because it's honestly in our neighborhood, it's one of the cutest little patios, and it's just nobody's ever there. It's quiet. We can bring the dog. So she carded me. She's like, "Can you take off your sunglasses?" And I'm like, "I got wrinkles, lady. I'm old." But I'm like, "In what world am I 20?"
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's kind of nice though.
Also, I mean, everyone's drinking at the golf course. It's a golf course. Everyone's drinking. That's what everyone does there. I was talking to this about you.
Are you okay?
I need to talk more. This is
why we also brought this back.
I need to do this. I need to get into this because yes, I needed to do this podcast so I could talk more. I've had a slow week and a half, and I've had a couple shows, but I haven't really been interacting with anyone other than you and the dog. And I do need to verbalize things.
Even if it's like bouncing ideas, and not that we don't talk at all or talk about ideas, but that's the thing with going to an open mic. You're trying a new idea, a new bit, and not that we're trying bits on you, or maybe we are.
Maybe we are.
But
You'll
it's
never
just
know.
nice to say sentences out loud again.
Also, here's the thing. When you're with somebody, when I'm with you, I can sloppy talk. Couples sloppy talk.
Couples sloppy talk all the time.
So I'll say something to you, and it won't make full sense, but you'll get the gist of it, and the information's there.
We don't even have to have a full conversation. I'll make dinner, and then I'll go, Suey, Suey. And then I go, and if I want something, I go, come on. come on.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
That's the problem.
We say zooey, we say come on, and then we forget how to speak.
I need this podcast to remind myself how to speak. But here's what I was saying about golf courses is I was in Florida recently.
West Palm Beach.
A lot of golfers out there as well. And I was like, man, golfing is just a man excuse to walk around a park, a beautiful park.
Yes.
But they can't unless a game is involved. It's like,
yes.
I know this has been talked about probably by some comic in the 80s, but I think there's a way to revamp it in some capacity. Because, like, these guys love being outside, but they're like, it's,
you got to add a game to it. You can't just take a stroll in the park with your buddy.
With a beer or something, yeah, and just enjoy nature. You have to be whacking balls around.
Whacking balls. Also, what was I saying? I said, I'm like, golf is Easter brunch for dudes. Because
they're all wearing pastels.
They're all wearing pastels. They all dress in their fun little outfits. They drive around their tiny little car, drink their tiny little drinks.
That's okay. I was seeing some guys in the Palm Beach airport, and they were dressed in insane outfits, like bright pink burger shirts and then plaid pants. They look like Easter boys.
They like everybody loves an excuse to dress up and look stupid, whether you think you do or not. And that's why we love Vegas so much, because it's the ultimate. You can dress up and like be fabulous, or you can like look just like an idiot.
Yeah.
And it's a nice melange.
You can't look you're almost like Vegas, you can kind of look anything. You can't be dirty looking though. You got to be like a clean crazy.
I mean, there's a lot of dirty looking people. There's a lot of people there that I'm like, "Oh, you didn't want to change out of your pajamas or your dirty sweatpants with a pee drip before you came to the casino?"
Yeah, I want to see any pee
disgusting.
drips.
That's
no
not what
pee
I'm
drips.
talking about when I'm talking about you can do it. Like, I want to see you look crazy, like in a fun way, like tacky, but like still like put together.
Weird hat, bright shirt, exciting pants. Las Vegas.
Exciting pants.
Yeah.
Welcome to Las Vegas.
Home of exciting pants.
Fans are excited.
Yeah. It's it has been quite we haven't talked since I went on my little tour, or tour as Americans would say.
I toured around.
Americans say tour.
You went to Wilmington, New York, Montreal.
Well, technically I started in Vancouver. This is before Vancouver.
Oh,
I went Vancouver, San Francisco, Wilmington, New York, Montreal.
Right.
And then also surprise Palm Beach, Florida.
Right.
I've been
and
zipping
also
around.
surprise Peterborough.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that as well. But it was crazy. It was a wild, so much so that like I hate when this happens too. I'm so busy for like a month and a half, and then I come back and it's not as busy. I guess that's the part of this business that I have to really perfect, where I have to like pre-plan. When I'm so busy, I'm like, I don't want to do any other planning. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I am a god. I will be busy forever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you're like, I didn't plan ahead.
But that's where you sow your seeds, if I might. So like when it is
that when you jizz on the lawn?
Yeah, it's when you jizz on the lawn and hope a pervert grows.
If that, what a nightmare. I jizz on the lawn and then a bunch of
you just planted a pervert.
Pervert dandelions grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you. I see you.
Yeah. So when because you're like, I'm not busy right now, but it's like the reason you were busy a month ago is because of all these seeds you planted.
Yeah.
A year ago or 6 months ago. So take this time, slow times, to just plant more seeds, and then you're going to be busy again. And we just have to realize that I have to tell myself this all the time, that life ebbs and flows, and career stuff does.
Yeah.
And when it's a bit dead, enjoy it, man.
Enjoy the dead. That's old Mikey Wilmot said to me, this Canadian comedian that we know, legendary Canadian comedian. He said, get good at the lows of entertainment, because those are the toughest. Highs are easy.
Yeah.
Lows are tough. So not that I'm in a low. I just also there's a lot going on right now. It's Easter week, which people are like, I guess it's a holiday week. Easter's a weird one.
People are into Easter, I tell you.
Yeah, people are into the fact that things close down. I don't know if they're into the religious fact of it.
But people are into the family aspect. Like everybody I know is going home to see their family, blah, blah, blah. People in Canada.
What's the Easter meat? Is it ham?
Easter, we used to always have, I didn't eat it because I didn't like it. My family or my Grammy would always make a big rack of lamb.
Oh.
Yeah.
With like a mint?
Yeah, like a mint jelly.
Jelly? What a weird meat. Lamb's a weird meat.
Yeah. Everybody would eat lamb, and I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I had more lamb in Toronto than I've ever had in my life.
I had like 2 lamb burgers in my life, which I quite enjoyed. But now I think of eating a lamb and I get sad.
Yeah.
I'm not eating as much meat anymore.
Well, it's a big pub burger in Toronto, at least. It's like an alternate meat. And for some reason in my head, I was like, it's healthier because it's a lamb. And look how healthy that lamb looks.
That poor
baby little lamb.
Oh.
Why can't you eat a sheep? Why does it have to be lamb?
Well, you can have mutton. Because once they get older, that like a lamb is a baby, and then they toughen up, and you can make like a mutton stew or something.
God, we're a fucked up race of people.
Yeah, we're like, well, let's just eat the babies because they're more tender, but then protect our babies, and women must have the babies, and
we're just eating everything, and we're blowing everything up, and it's just it's what a time to be alive. What a time.
Can we talk about like, because it's Easter, a bit of an Easter pod, and we're on the theme of pastel colors and stuff, which I do love. And we've been watching Palm Royale.
Yes, a lot of pastels.
On Apple TV?
Apple TV Plus.
Apple TV Plus. Oh my God, it's with Kristen Wiig and Laura Dern and just an amazing cast of characters. The aesthetic and the fashion is like, it's making me vibrate out of my skin. I love it so much.
Yeah. It's exactly what I want to look like and live in when I'm an old man.
Yes. That's the aesthetic. And it does take place in Palm Beach, Florida, which we'll get to in a minute because Matt was recently there. But it does have like this like Palm Springs vibe of like this late 60s, early 70s, just beautiful clothes. And that is my goal for Vegas. I'm like, we're gonna go vintage shopping the day that we get there, and I'm gonna find a fucking dress, and you're gonna see it.
Here's the thing. You put a palm frond inside and maybe some palmy kind of wallpaper, put palm on everything, and you're like, this is a nice room. It could be the shittiest saw puzzle room basement, but if it has palm frond wallpaper, you're like...
Well, even the Comedy Store, the green room in the belly room.
In the belly room. It's palm fronds.
It's palm fronds. They redid it, and they just like wallpapered, like basically like a Golden Girls sort of looking wallpaper. And it looks so cute now.
It looks great.
It's just a fucking room with shitty wicker furniture in it. But like...
The mob used to murder each other in those rooms, apparently.
Apparently.
A lot of people died in that place, and that's why the laughs are needed to block the portal to hell that's right underneath it. Can you imagine that's the reason the Comedy Store exists? There's a portal to hell, and it's like the laughs keep the demons away.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised
either.
There's
a darkness to that place.
I read that there's a house above the Comedy Store.
Yeah, can't you zip line from the house into the Comedy Store?
No, close. There's a tunnel.
Oh, a tunnel. I knew it was something fun.
Prohibition-style tunnel that goes from the Comedy Store up to the house, and because it was owned by the mob, and that used to be like a nightclub, the Comedy Store. So there's that. The tunnel exists, apparently, and that house is for sale. So if you buy that house above the Comedy Store,
you get the tunnel. You get past at the Comedy Store.
You get past the Comedy Store, and you get to pop up. Can you imagine you open a hatch and you're just on the stage?
You're on the main stage?
Like, what's in the news? I bought a house.
Boo! And then you just sink back down.
Yep, back home. That'd be really uncomfortable. You're like, I'm basically home, and I bombed at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, I bombed in my home.
I want to bomb in my home. So what should we get? So, okay, wait. Where should I even start? So I was on tour.
Let's start... I don't know.
I mean, let me just talk about what I went through. First of all, Wilmington, North Carolina. I love that place. It was Dead Crow Comedy Club, which you're doing in a couple weeks as well.
Not a couple weeks, couple months.
Is it a couple months?
Yeah.
Either way, you're going there. It was one of the best clubs I've ever played my entire life. It was so much fun. The staff is amazing. The crowds were great. It was literally like, because I never know how I'm going to come across in these United States. Even though you're like, it's not that different than Canada, it is. It feels weird, and there's a lot going on. And there was a big battleship outside my hotel room, like an ancient historical battleship, and it was a very war history town. It was odd. Right. And also Dawson's Creek was filmed there.
I don't want to wait.
I didn't wait. But it was funny because I had my first couple shows, and then like word of mouth spread that they had so much fun that the next shows were like crazy sold out.
That's amazing.
It was like an old timey like movie.
I love that.
It was like somebody in the Times Square like, you got to go see Matt O'Brien. You see, that boy's really got chops, mutton chops.
I've heard the best things about that club. Everybody who plays it, it's like it's just a fun. And you were saying you're like you would love this place
it's a good town.
Because you were saying there was like so many little like seafood shacks and like little wine bars and
it's just cute. It's just very cute. And I wasn't really like drinking at the time. I was like losing my voice at the top of this tour.
Yeah, you felt kind of like just run down.
I was just like run down for some reason, and I was like heavily medicated on throat stuff, and then it all worked out, and I went right to New York from there. Stayed at our friend Christina Walkinshaw's place. Power listener Walkinshaw. Wow! I saw a Chappie glass on her desk as well.
Yeah, we gifted that to her.
Chappie hour glass. It was fun. It was good. I mean, they did get the biggest blizzard of 20 years when I was there.
Was it? Because it didn't even seem that bad, was it?
It was bad. When it was happening, it was bad, but then all the snow immediately melted.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
New York style. Only in New York.
Only in New York does the snow melt.
Yeah.
Everywhere else it stays.
It was fun. It was like, I don't know. Again, I don't know if I could live there, but to visit and to do a bunch of funky shows.
Yeah.
And got to hang out with our friend Graham K.
I might go to New York soon. Did I tell you that?
When?
Well, I was thinking because I got into a festival in Atlanta.
That's right.
Called Red Clay. I don't know if I'm supposed to announce this yet. Nobody's going to tell anybody. Anyway, I was thinking maybe after Atlanta, because I'm just going to be there for 2 days, why not pop over to New York for
Go to New York.
a few days?
Yeah, we should be doing that all the time. We should just be stopping into New York.
I'm going to, just go see the
Lorne Michaels.
Yeah, I was like, wait, I just totally blanked. And I was going to say, I'm like, going to go see the Rockefellers.
Oh. The Rockefeller leg women. The big legs at Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. I think that's something we are, we are privileged enough to
We just have a
be
lot
able
of
to-
trips coming up. We have like a lot of weddings and yabba dabba. We're going to Europe this year. I don't care
we have
what
to.
anybody says.
Yeah.
This is insane. Matt turned 39. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm hijacking your story. So you were in New York.
What a gross
you
age
don't know
to
if
turn.
I know.
There's nothing
weird.
I really laid low this year because of that. I'm like, no one wants to hear of a straight white guy turning 39. That's not exciting to anybody.
Next year, though.
Next year, 40, sure.
40 is a big year.
And I think it's going to be in Vegas with my old college buddies. So you write the movie. We'll call it The Hangover.
I thought that was... Oh, that's what you and APL want to do, but in October, you said.
Yeah, later in the year.
Okay.
Yeah, take it easy.
No, I am taking it easy, skank. Calling your husband a skank.
A dirty skank.
Is hilarious. Okay, so you went to New York.
New York
and then
was
you
great.
went to
great
Montreal.
pizza. Great clubs.
Oh my God,
I
just
actually
move this along.
went to Montreal. Also huge blizzard. My bad booking a club in Montreal in February.
Good
My
God.
God. And also, I was just absolutely gassed, but managed to power through it, and it was great, and it was a lovely time.
And then...
And that was it.
Okay. I don't know how much you want to say.
Well, no, I mean, this could be, okay. Well, this is what happened, is I was in the airport. I'll try to make this not sad, because it's not sad. First of all, let me preface this by saying my mom is fine.
She's fine.
What a crazy way to start a story. You're like, well, what the hell
just happened? Just spit it out, O'Brien.
I was in the Montreal airport, and my sister called me because it turns out my mom couldn't talk one morning.
Yeah, she just woke up.
Lost the ability to speak. And so I'm like, well, that's obviously a stroke. That sounds like a stroke, right? So luckily, my sister took her to the hospital, and they're in Canada, thank God.
Yep.
And that's what it was. Yeah, she had like a stroke, is a blood clot in her brain. And luckily they caught it in time. Otherwise, that would have been it.
Yeah.
And it was, so I've heard this information. I was like so excited to come home, but I'm like, I'm already in Canada. I can't not. And also, like I said, blizzarding, like crazy blizzarding. So,
and it's crazy because I had literally just talked to you and you're like, oh, I'm just going through security. Let me call you back when I get through security. And then you call me and you're like, I think my mom had a stroke. I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, go. You're in Canada. Cancel your shit. You gotta go.
But everybody, everyone at American Airlines, I should have got names. They were lovely. I've never gone in past the border and then had to go back out.
Yeah, you went through customs
I went
already,
through
and security
customs
and all
already.
that.
And then I was like, can I get out of here? There's no clear exit. And I'm already like freaking out. Don't know what the hell's happening with my mom. So I had to get like led out, and I had to go back into the Canadian border. And then I had to find a rental car, and there were no rentals. But
Because it was in Canada, it was
Family
Family Day
Day.
weekend. So
Yeah.
it's a big holiday. Also, the friggin' storm.
yeah. But again, luckily, this guy at Enterprise, should have got his name. I think I did. I sent him a nice email. Got me like a Jeep for cheap.
Jeep for cheap.
Jeep for cheap. He allowed me to drop it off in Peterborough, and he was like, I was like thanking him so much. He's like, yeah, you got to go see your mom. Like, everyone's got a mom, and he's like, he's a guy too. He's a boy. He's a little boy. He loves his mom. We all love our moms.
It's nice when customer service just rallies behind you, and we're all people. And
We're
it
all
was
friggin'
just-
people, man. And I made it to Peterborough somehow. Like, I'm not lying when I'm saying the worst snowstorm I've ever driven in my entire
Yeah,
life.
I was also very scared. I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
this is
Mom's gonna have a stroke. Matt's gonna die on the side of the road.
honestly. And then I hadn't heard from you, and I didn't want to like call you because I'm like, well, I don't want you to, you
Yeah.
know, try to pick up the phone while you're driving. And
Well, also, I had no idea what was going on with my mom for over 5.5 hours, 6 hours. So I was just like, it was tough. It was like a really hard drive, and I couldn't see anything because of the snow. Somehow made it, and got to spend time with my family, and it like really brought us all together, which is nice. And did you hear that noise?
Yeah.
That was my sinuses.
oh, I thought you just farted. I
No,
thought
it
you were
was-
like, it just brought the whole family together.
Do you ever have like a weird air just escape through a part of your nose that you didn't know existed? It was, it was like that.
It was so weird. That's why
something's-
you snore.
Yeah,
you got
'cause-
all your little tubes and things are messed up in there.
I had my adenoids taken out when I was a
My
kid.
adenoids.
My adenoids got taken out when I was a
I've
kid.
never heard someone talk about their adenoids as much as you.
Well, I got them out.
Yeah, they're gone now.
wonder
So
where they
quit
are right
yapping
now.
about them.
But I mean, the icing on this disaster cake is that now my mother has stopped smoking, and my sister has stopped smoking because of
Yes.
this. So that's a positive, and I feel like I feel like she's getting her like stuff back in order, and
Yeah.
and everything's tickety almost tickety boo. She's
Almost tickety boo.
She has a speech therapist. She's still like getting her speech back, but she's in great spirits. And yeah, it was just a wild week and a half.
It was absolutely insane, and I'm glad everything worked out, and I'm so happy you're home
Mm-hmm.
now. And that's why when it's slow, you just let yourself relax. Because
Yeah.
like when you think back to that time, you're like, what a crazy time. You need to reset.
I think that's why I feel fucked up now, because I came home and I was like, I need to do nothing. And then obviously I was doing we do commercial auditions all the time. Just because you're like, it's a roll of the dice. Who knows if it'll happen?
Yeah.
Well, one did happen. And I'm not
Matt.
saying that's bad, but I did end up booking a commercial, which is why I was in Palm Beach, Florida.
Flew him first class to Palm Beach, Florida. And let me just say, okay, so Matt's part of the union, SAG. I'm non-union here, although I could be SAG, and I think I might join
You
because I'm
should,
sick of
yeah.
this non-union crap. I had a commercial audition for, it was like some sort of like gaming, online gaming thing.
Oh, yeah.
And oh my gosh, I almost knocked over all our drinks. It filmed in Belgrade, Serbia.
Never heard of that in my life.
Neither did I. I looked it up. 15 hours.
That's a nightmare.
And the pay was,
Was it $5,000?
it was $4,000 all in, not like session fee and travel days, whatever. And at first you're like, oh, that sounds okay. It is not. Economy. It said in it, economy class. And
Yeah.
also then I read the script. I'm like, this sounds like it was written by like AI in a different language and then translated. Like it
Probably
didn't-
was.
It didn't make any sense. And I was like, you know what? I'm not auditioning for this. No. And then Matt ended up booking his commercial, a Toyota commercial.
And that's the part of the union. If you fly a certain distance, they have to put you first class.
They have to put you first class. So I was like, thank God I turned down this audition. Not that I would have booked it, but I was just picturing on this because they both would have flown out on the same day. Matt flying first class to Palm Beach, Florida, and me flying economy to Belgrade, Serbia.
yeah, just chickens and people playing fiddles and
Well,
hay.
now we're just being rude to the Serbians.
No, well-
But also, like, what? A 16-hour flight.
Yeah.
Oh my
perverse.
gosh. But yeah, your flight was not 16 hours and it
Yeah.
was first class.
Never been first class before. It's very exciting. Just to be like group one, and you're like, well, that's me. And I was like the first seat. And I'm like, this is crazy. Group one, and then I just sit right down, and they're like, "Do you want some sparkling wine?" I'm like, "Yes."
I guess the closest we were to that together was when we flew Spirit Airlines, and I splurged. It was when we were coming back from New Orleans.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me get the fancy ones at the front. Like, you pay a bit extra, quite a bit extra, actually. But with that, still nothing comes included.
Nothing.
I remember being like, can I just get like a water? And he's like, that'll be $6. I'm like, even in first class,
first
for
Spirit
whatever.
class?
And he's like, yeah.
The seats were great. He ended up giving us a water because he's
He
like,
did.
I can't deny another human the sweet nectar of life. It's what he said to us. He was very
and then
weird.
he kissed us both on the mouth.
He had
and
blue eyes, and he kept talking about Arrakis and moisture. Went to Palm Beach. It was a Toyota commercial, which will be out soon. And it's funny because we both know that I get very car sick.
Yeah.
And my whole job in these commercials, 10 spots, was to sit as a passenger during a test drive. And boy, howdy, did I get sick. They did not like that. I got almost barfed one of the takes. This woman had to gun it in like a hybrid electric vehicle, and it was so fast. And I got out, and I'm just like frothing at the mouth. It was disgusting. But it's like, I was just like, just get through it. Just do it.
Also, you're wearing this like leather jacket, and it's like the
Florida
hottest
heat.
day, like 95 degrees out.
It was crazy. It was this old abandoned like go-kart track. And then we were filming all day. And then all of a sudden, I guess the sun started to go down, and just a bunch of cats came out.
Hell yeah.
So I'm like, this is the most Florida thing. It's just a herd of cats.
That's also in the union, that if you film past sunset with SAG, a bunch of cats have to come
They
out.
release the cats onto you.
That doesn't happen on the non-union productions.
It was the weirdest trip. Also, I mean, if you follow me on social media, you know this, but I was walking around Palm Beach Island. I don't know anything about Palm Beach. I knew nothing.
Yeah.
I did not know that Mar-a-Lago was 10 to 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
Because
it's all there.
it was very Trumpy, like literally sitting at bars, woman asking everyone to be like, what do you think about Trump? What do you think about Trump? Like everyone. I'm just
You like
who
him?
the
He's great.
You
I
like
love
him?
If you don't like
It's
him,
like,
that's
God
stupid.
damn. And so I was walking down this like side street on Palm Beach Island. I was like, this is gorgeous. And then this guy comes around the corner, and it's fucking Kelsey Grammer.
Actual Kelsey Grammer.
Actual Kelsey, and
Frasier.
he's like kind of strutting because he's clearly just parked his whatever Rolls Royce he drives, and then he's on his way to dinner. And I was like, man, I'm sorry. I just got I think I said, man, I got so weird. I was like, man, you're not going to believe this. My wife and I went to a live taping of Frasier. It was great. We met you. We were drinking in your dressing room. We met before. And he goes, oh, yeah, it's good to see you again. Whether that's true or not, who knows?
He remembers. He knows me. He kissed me on the head.
Kissed you on the head. And so we got a little picture, and I said, hey, man, congrats on season 2. And he goes, oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
And then meanwhile, I'm at home stewing my own juices, doing nothing. And I remember like, and Matt's like, oh, I just had this glass of wine on this patio. And here I'm walking by these yachts. And I literally think I'm sitting on the couch eating like sauerkraut or something. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, it was.
And then you're like, oh my God, and I just got a selfie of you and Frasier. I'm like, what is happening?
It was ridiculous because I'm on a per diem too, and I'm just strutting around. And I also got like a free dinner because there was a piece of plastic in it. I mean, that's best case scenario right there. Big hunk of plastic in my Kobe meatloaf. My God.
Well,
it still
it was free.
Good. It still was really good. And then I'll just end this story with
This is
Des.
the Matt O'Brien podcast.
I know. I'm sorry. Just so much has happened. As beautiful as it was, yes, some things did happen on the way back. It's still in first class. I was just like, this is so nice. I remember just looking around and being like, this is so nice. I was having some wine, just relaxing, everything's. And then all of a sudden behind me, I hear like project, and the people are like, oh my God. And so the guy on the right side of first class barfed all over everybody.
So you weren't in his like
I wasn't
aisle.
in his aisle. It
Or
was
his-
the right
his
side,
column.
the left side. So I was
Okay.
in the left side, and I'm like, it smells like barf. And then I hear, and people are standing up. Like there's this poor old man just like dripping, and he's just standing there in disbelief. And some guy had like a bunch of whiskey and like got basically like alcohol poisoning.
First of all, disgusting.
Yeah.
You're a grown ass man. Let's not fucking have doubles of whiskey on the plane, and who knows what.
I
you were
heard him
having
say
before.
that when I first got on the plane. He goes, I'll give me a double whiskey. I'm like, double whiskey? Stop saying that. Stop saying double whiskey.
And what I want to know is, Yeah, we were talking about this. Does that guy have to pay extra for this because they have to bring in like a full cleaning crew?
I hope so.
And also the guy who got barfed on, who's gonna pay to dry clean his suit? You know,
there's probably something in the airline or something. I don't know. It was
Ew,
it was the best way to end that trip. There was so much extravagance and so much like, almost barfed on a commercial.
It's just like
covered in cats.
Money can't buy you class.
No, piece of plastic in a beautiful meatloaf, which sounds like the not fancy thing to get at a fancy restaurant, but it was good.
You love
I'm
your
a simple
meatloaf.
man. I love a loaf.
I also feel like every podcast you're like, I want to start a ground beef restaurant.
G&B's. Ground beefs. I've been thinking about this for years.
Ground and beefs.
It's like ground and pound, but ground of beef.
What's ground and pound?
Ground and pound is like what they do in the UFC. They ground them and pound them, and then you can G&B. You can ground and beef.
I hate
and you
this.
have to eat on the ground too. That's what this ground beef restaurant's all about.
So it's literal ground beef, like
Yep.
beef you find on the ground.
You lay down like sleepover style on your stomach like this, and they come
And
by
the
and
cow
they scoop,
just sits on your
and
face.
they scoop a pile of ground beef in front of you, and you snort it up like a swine.
I don't like you
G&Bs.
anymore.
It's good. They got cheap beer.
Can you imagine like walking by first class and being like, "Ugh, I wish I was sitting there," and then from your economy seat you just hear a man barfing, and I'd be like, fuck these rich people. I'm so glad I'm in economy. That would feel nice.
Yeah. I heard the flight attendants say that. They're like, there's actually no problems back there. It's all up here. First class is really ruining everything. And then also we hit heavy turbulence, and let me tell you, the puke bags came out. He was huffing and chuffing. He was Huffington Post the whole flight all the way down.
Ugh, so embarrassing. It's like that Barcelona diarrhea man.
Oh yeah, who like landed a plane because he was leaking diarrhea.
His diarrhea caused such a stir that they had to like turn around and oh god.
That's what I thought was going to happen, because he barfed everywhere, and like that man's. I'm sorry, but when you do something embarrassing in public, you hope to be like, no one will remember this. That I could sketch that man's face.
Yep.
I stared at him as he was on his way to the bathroom to change his shirt, and I was like, I'll never forget this man. I could paint a picture of him right now. I'll never.
Wait, paint him for me. I need to see what this man looks like.
He's like just a burly, big, mushy man.
It's a mushy man.
He's a mushy man. He's like mashed potatoes come to life, covered in whiskey barf. But that was the trip.
How exciting, Matt.
Yeah, that was my month of touring and commercial work and family drama. I'm tired.
What the fuck has happened to me? I feel like so much has happened to me, but like I can't remember anymore now.
Well, that's the show, everybody.
I feel like I've been here. I've been taking. That's the thing. Are we even doing like warm and fuzzy and well that was stupid, or is this?
I think we
like
should.
A
We should
recap
end
episode?
on it maybe, because there's a couple warm and fuzzy and stupid things.
I don't even know where I am anymore.
Should we just get into segments?
Yeah,
and, like,
let's get into our first segment, warm and fuzzy.
That's great.
It's a segment where we say something that's warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, something
wasn't
that happened this week, because these days things are weird, and sometimes you got to sit and be like, something nice happened this week.
Yeah.
What's something nice that happened this week
Well-
that I can reflect on?
I'll start because you've been yapping most of the time.
Absolutely. Ooh, a new episode of Vanderpump Rules came
Oh
out.
hell yeah!
Uh-oh.
So 2 things. Yesterday was our anniversary.
Wedding anniversary.
Yeah, our wedding
Yes.
our 8-year wedding anniversary, and then May 24th is our anniversary of dating.
Sick. 14 years?
It's disgusting.
Oh, I'm going to fucking first class barf.
And it was Matt's birthday on the 23rd. And so this was all very, very fun and cute. It's funny though, yesterday we were both so caught up in whatever. I've been taking groundlings, like an improv class, groundlings intermediate. And my final it's not even an exam, but they call it 5 through the door, where you have 5 different characters that you have to present, and you can fail this class. So I've been so nervous about it, but I do love my groundlings class. So my 5 through the door was yesterday, and I totally forgot it was our anniversary until I looked at my phone and my mom's like, "Happy anniversary,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh yeah," and then I texted
Parents
you.
are always on it.
Yeah.
They're on it right in the morning, especially occasions, birthdays.
And I guess because we're going to Vegas, I'm like, that's when my anniversary is. Anyway, long story short, I've really been loving my groundlings class and have met some wonderful people in it, and I'm having so much fun. And yesterday I was so nervous about this 5 through the door thing, And it went so well.
Did you explain what through the door is?
So 5 through the door, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm saying it like you understand. So Groundlings Intermediate, you're working on characters the entire class. You're building different characters.
Maybe we should say Groundlings is a comedy school.
Yeah.
Maybe
I said improv.
Oh, improv school. Okay, yeah.
I said that.
I don't know. I just like to cover all the bases in case anyone's like, I think most people know what Groundlings is, but...
Yeah, but also... Keep up. You're pretending our audience is stupid.
Well, I like to include everybody.
Everybody's included. It's a comedy school for improvisers.
And explain what a school is. It's
school-
a building where there's bathrooms
but
and kids.
so many people, so many of your favorites were Groundlings students anyway, blah, blah, blah. Intermediate is all about character. You develop these characters, and at the end of class, you do a thing called 5 through the door, where your teacher gives you a store. It could be like a Hallmark store or a hardware store, and you don't find out what that store is until you go up. So I went up and I had the characters I wanted.
Is he the store clerk?
He's not the store clerk. Someone else in class is the
Someone
store clerk.
else in class, okay.
And he asked them to be just very neutral, like act how a real store clerk would. If someone asks you for help, you help them. Whatever. You're not like, I'm the wacky store clerk.
Yeah, you're the straight
from
person.
Mars. You're the straight person.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
I'm the wacky person from Mars.
which, by the way, terrible character. Don't do that.
I mean, I liked it. Next up, this is a wacky person from Mars.
So I did my 5 through the door, and I got a Dick's Sporting Good. And then you just you come in, and you only have like a minute per character. So you come from the minute you walk in the entrance, you have to showcase a fully rounded character with a point of view and the voice and the everything. And then you buy an item that you would in that store, and you leave, and you do it 5 times. And I had so much fun. And also, one of the characters is based off my dad, so it's always nice to pay homage to my dad.
Yeah.
And I was doing something kooky in class, playing my dad character, and then someone was just like, I really want to meet your dad. He just seems so nice. I'm like, that's
the impression
sweet.
is bang on. It is bang on exactly how he is. Also, isn't it crazy that this store is named Dick's? Like
Dick's.
Like the website is dicks.com. How did they get that? And what?
Yeah.
It's dicks.com. I saw it was like Will Arnett is the spokesperson, and he was like, I got my stuff at dicks.com. That's kind of
That's a bad Will Arnett.
Hey, I'm Will Arnett.
Hey there, it's me, Will wow, it's hard to do a Will Arnett.
Are you doing Will Forte or Will Arnett?
I was trying to do Will Arnett.
Okay. I think Will Forte is hello. Wait. Hi. No, he's very like.
Well, it's me, Will Forte. I can't do it. Okay, who's another Will? Will Ferrell. Ah!
Wait. Yeah, what
screams.
is Will? I'm Ron Burt. Yeah, he does. I guess he does scream a lot.
Listen, it's me, Will Ferrell. This is terrible. Oh my God, these are the worst impressions that I've ever been.
And you went to Groundlings.
What about? It's not called Impression School. It's called. I'm making original characters. What's another Will that we can do?
I mean, there's Will Smith, but no one wants to do that.
I don't
one.
want to do Will Smith impression.
No. Will.
Ow! Oh no, wait, he was a slapper. Yeah. There we
Will
go.
Wheaton.
The fuck's Will Wheaton?
Without knowing who he is, try to do an impression of Will Wheaton.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty close.
Okay, what about Prince William? Hello.
Hello.
Mommy, daddy. Oh, mommy's dead.
Wouldn't it be
oh,
lovely?
No.
Oh, no.
Oh,
That's not comedy
I
school.
know.
That's not comedy school
That's
at all.
comedy drool.
Comedy drool. We're
Also,
both
I
professionals.
look like actual shit today. Here's the thing. We haven't been filming the podcast because I'm always like, ugh, I have to like put makeup on or whatever, but I've committed to just looking like shit.
We got to just look like what we look like and then put it out.
It's easy for you to say. You look like what you look like every day.
Which is great.
I don't have eyebrows. Look at these.
I guess not. Wait, you have eyebrows?
I do, but they're so blonde.
I guess.
Anyway, that's my warm and fuzzy, my Groundlings class, and meeting so many cool friggin' people and feeling funny again. Not that I don't feel funny in stand-up.
Yeah.
I do feel like it's been good comedy-wise. I'm in a good headspace, feeling good about my comedy. I feel like my career's on an uptick, and I'm having a good time. Also, I don't know if we mentioned this. I'll mention it at the end. What's your warm and fuzzy?
It is just nice to hang out with a group of people regularly. And I've been reading a lot of articles about like health and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the number one thing to wow, this is bad. For dementia,
Yeah.
they're like, what helps people not have dementia? What are the words I'm trying to think of? To prevent it or to...
Yeah, what helps like stimulate your brain is human connection.
Human connection and like socializing. And I'm like, I do not socialize enough.
And having like a
It's-
community. And that's why
Yeah.
we talked about this before. That's why we like the idea of church, but like a non-religious church.
No, I was batting around I was Googling it today. I was like, maybe like a social club or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Like somewhere to go. I've even like...
Like a sports league, like a dodgeball or something like
Well, it's like even people we know in AA. They're just like, yeah, all my AA people. I see them all the time. I get to... It's like, well, yeah, I don't want to quit alcohol, but I want to hang out with people. What's that? What do you call that? And I also don't want to... I don't want to love Christ. I don't want to... I want to keep drinking. I want to keep not loving Christ. Where am I to
Yeah,
go?
because there's a lot of Christ in these AA
That's
things,
why
too.
religion gets you, because they're like, hey, there's a bunch of people over here hanging out. You want to hang out over here? And
Yeah,
you're
they
like,
always
oh,
add,
but
they
I don't
gotta add a
wanna."
sprinkle of God in there.
Yeah. Can I just plug my ears and just be like, so what's everyone doing after
But God can mean whatever you want it to mean, man.
this? God's a tree. God is the ocean. God is the feeling you get when you open a present on Christmas morning.
Honestly.
God is the feeling when you take a hot dump.
No, don't bring dumps with God.
God is dump. God make dump. Listen, God made our bodies and God made us dump.
God did make
It's
us
written
dump.
in the Bible. It's a
And
quick
he
look.
who dumps is... I have no idea what the Bible says.
That'd be crazy in the creation part of the Bible if he really they really focused on the butthole part. They're like, we made man in the image of God, and then we made a little hole
Hear
at the
me out.
bottom, and then in
Wouldn't it
that
be
hole
interesting?
is a little poopy, and the poopy comes out, and everyone in the Bible
I have something
goes,
very important to say.
"Ew."
What if our buttholes, because all the buttholes are basically little balloon knots or whatever. What
Mm-hmm.
if each butthole was like a different cookie cutter shape? So your poo was like a fun shape when it
Fun
came out.
shape. Could you get that
Like,
surgery?
you know those Play-Doh things that
Yeah.
you put the shapes and you twist?
No, this is shaped so that it can close naturally. If it was
Yeah.
a star shape,
But
you'd
a
be
star that would collapse on itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You'd do that once. You'd shit once, and also it'd feel crazy. It would have such jagged
Yeah,
edges
yeah,
to
yeah.
it. You'd shit a full long star, and you'd look at it and be like, "Well, that was $20,000 that surgery."
What I'm saying is God could have added a little bit of spice to our buttholes, made them all a little bit different.
Isn't it enough that he put it there in the first place?
Yeah, imagine like we shit out of our eyes
Or you just didn't shit at all, and you just like built up and then
and
died?
he just exploded one day.
Yeah. Man, that would be... Because we said that, there's a universe in the multiverse where people...
Where that happens.
That's how you die. You just live your life, and you're like, oh, I don't want to eat. Every time you eat, it adds a little bit more shit, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, we really got to use our meals here.
And then you get bigger and bigger and then you just explode.
And then you just explode, and then that's it.
That's it.
No funeral.
Wait. So that was my warm and fuzzy. What's your warm and fuzzy?
Mine's an easy one. Talking about being social and stuff. I like a cold call from a friend. Mm-hmm. My friend Heath, who I've toured with as well, sometimes will just randomly call me, and I have a couple friends that'll do that. I mean, like my good friend Eddie Del Steppe will do that, but it's just rare as an adult to get that, and because I get it when people are like kind of want something from me.
Yeah.
Usually it's just like, hey, how you doing? By the way, can you edit this for me? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay.
You're talking about me.
Yeah, it's you. But yeah, literally called me the other day and just to ask how things were. And I asked him, and we just had like, this sounds so simple, but that's the point of it. That's what made me
You
feel
just had a nice
nice.
little chat.
A nice little chat on the phone. Just to check in, two people that care about each other.
It is nice to get a phone call. And I know some people are like, a phone call without a text first? Oh my God. It's like, okay, relax.
Yeah.
I love getting a phone call. So I've been giving more phone calls lately. I'll call a friend. I talked to 2 friends today.
See, that's
Quite
nice. I'm just such I have such anxiety, social anxiety, that even when people call me and just ask me how I am, I'm like, okay, they don't really want to talk to me though. They're just doing this
Yeah.
to be nice. Oh, geez, I'm not going to take too much of their time.
I mean, I do try to wrap it up.
Yeah.
It's like my Grammy would always do that. Bless her heart, Grammy. But I would like call her to talk or whatever, and then she'd be like, "Okay, well, I don't want to keep you." I'm like,
My
it's been
mom
30
does that.
seconds.
My
Like,
mom will be like, "Well, I'll let you go." I'm like, "Let me go. I just got here.
I'm like, no, I want to talk for a bit. Oh, okay. You're like, are you trying to get rid of me, or you think you want? I don't know.
You ghosting me, Grammy?
Grammy.
Grammy.
She is ghosting me because she's dead.
That's right.
Oh.
Gazing.
God, now I'm sad.
It'll be fine.
Well, now it's time for. Well, that was stupid.
I think you just launch right into it. You're just like, oh, now it's time for it. That was stupid.
Because you said a stupid thing, so I thought that'd be like a fun little transition.
I get it. Well,
that was stupid.
This is where we talk about something stupid that happened this week, because you got to recognize the dumb in everything. As much as you have to recognize the good, you can still be like, oh, well, that thing was dumb. It's fun to think about. Everyone loves a dumb story where something dumb happened.
They do.
Yeah.
And
sorry,
I was trying to. I'm like, I am trying to think of something just like dumb. There's one that just makes me angry, and I don't even want to say it out loud. It's not like jovial enough.
Yeah. But
I feel like so much like literal dumb shit. Here's something stupid. Here's something that's stupid. I'm calling him the Citrus Bandit. We have a Citrus Bandit in our neighborhood. There's lemons and oranges being strewn across the streets, random bags of them. A citrus tree was stolen, like unearthed, right?
last night at 3 a.m.
Yep.
He had a shovel. Well, because he came a couple nights ago, and he just kind of walked around with a bag of lemons that had a hole in them.
So the lemons were just
lemons
dropping.
were just falling out of everywhere. And then so everyone in the neighborhood woke up, and I talked to our neighbor Anthony a couple doors down, and he's like, "Are there lemons all over your property?" I'm like, "Yes."
And someone stole his camera. He has a security camera.
Lemon guy did.
So it was Lemon Guy. So
Yeah.
Lemon Guy, maybe that's his distraction or his calling card, like the Wet Bandits. He's a Citrus Bandit.
I don't know.
But just and then also we woke up the other day to like a half-eaten orange, but like someone had an orange and took a bite out of it. I'm like, what is this? And we know that it's a Citrus Bandit because there's the CCTV footage or like ring cam footage of this guy.
Of this guy. And
it's just so weird. It's such a quiet little neighborhood, but we have a big lemon tree in the back, and I'm scared.
I know. I don't want to get him too excited about it. I hope he doesn't listen to this podcast. And he's
Can you
like,
imagine?
Where's the lemon tree?
God, imagine he's a power listener. Imagine it's Christina Walkinshaw.
Oh my God. Oh, I should have mentioned this. I'll just piggyback on your stupid thing. The Citrus Bandit is stupid. Citrus Bandit, listen, we'll give you some lemons. Anyone who has a lemon tree is like, get some of these out of here. You don't have to sneak around.
And you don't have to dig up a full tree.
He loves lemons. He really loves lemons.
Like what is he doing? Is he make his own brand of lemon soap or cleaner?
Maybe he makes his food way too salty, and he's just like, I need much lemon.
Some lemon to
need a lot of
cleanse
citrus.
the palate.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's a baker and he makes lemon meringue pies.
Maybe he loves canker sores. Maybe he loves them.
Maybe I'm the Citrus Bandit, because you do call me a lemon pusher. I like to put a little squeeze. A squeeze of lemon elevates any dish.
That's not bad. Imagine it's someone in this little block, this little on our street, is a Citrus Bandit. Ooh, we should investigate this.
They're just bored and they just want to like jazz up the neighborhood.
I thought about that. I've been like wanting to spice up, like be like, what am I going to do? Like I should do something like way different. I thought about like graffiti. I would never, but I'm just like, it was in my head for a second. I was just like, what if I just spray painted on a fucking
If there's a giant
container
spray painted
somewhere.
Lemon tomorrow on our fence, I'm calling the police and I'm saying it was you.
I would just feel so bad after. I'd be like, oh, well, that's not coming off. I guess that's the point.
Just you know what? Get a little canvas, do a little painting, you'll feel better.
You know what the thing with spray paint is? What turns me off? I saw some guys doing it on the side of the highway a couple months ago, and I'm like, man, it's going all over their hands. Like it goes all over their hands.
You can wear your little spray paint gloves, your little graffiti gloves.
My little graffiti gloves.
Fellas, I got my graffiti gloves on.
I can't sneak around it'd be like a plastic suit. And then I don't know how they do it.
Don't they wear masks? Because like
you got to wear a mask. I mean, some of them don't. The cool ones. And then also that graffiti building in L.A. where they graffitied all up the side of it. Crazy.
Like, are they on? Are they Spider-Man? What is happening?
C'est ça, Spider-Man.
C'est ça, Spider-Man.
Okay, so yeah, because we should wrap this up.
We should wrap this up.
The one thing I wanted to say is that the New York trip was very, very good. Another warm and fuzzy. Let's go back to warm and fuzzy for a second. Got to hang out with power listener Chris Bush.
Chris Bush, who makes a bunch of our little jingles.
We had a laugh. We went to a Canadian themed bar, and I got to talk to him about in person. I haven't seen him in person in so long, so it was just very nice to see him. He came to my show. We had some friggin' beers, and it was just a grand old time. It was
So
very
if
nice.
you're a power listener
Sometimes
and want to come have
Yeah.
beers with us,
you better listen and support us,
better
because
listen to support us.
if we're in the town that you live, maybe we'll come grab some beers with you.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
We won't. I'm just kidding. I don't know. We might. I'm scared.
Well, okay.
So
anyway,
now there's gonna be one crazy person who's gonna come to a show where I'm gonna be alone. They're gonna be like, "You said on your podcast I could grab a beer with you," and I'll be like, "Well, this is stupid," or "Well, that was stupid." I don't even know the names of my own segments.
you got them.
You got
And
'em.
you got us, because we're coming back every week with another episode. Sounds like
And-
there's a motorcycle outside.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
no,
never
it's
heard.
just that sounds like a disaster.
Yeah, it's a terrible car outside. Maybe it's a Lemon Bandit. Oh, that car is 800 years
Oh
old.
God, it's an old truck. It's powered by lemons.
Here's something that's very fun, which we hadn't mentioned. Matt and I, are producing and going to be on a show for Netflix. Is a Joke Festival.
Yes.
Okay, why
Get
are
there.
You're telling me to get there? The man who literally talked about his whole fucking shit this whole podcast.
I'm sorry, my mom had a stroke.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God, Matt. Now I'm the asshole. Someone's gonna take that soundbite. You're gonna be like, "My mom had a stroke," and me going, "Oh, I'm sorry," and they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
"Rude woman."
Woman rude to man. First time ever. Yeah, we're going to be part
I
of
was
it.
waiting for you to go like, "Yeah," to piggyback. That's exciting. Netflix is a joke,
Netflix
man.
is a joke festival in Los Angeles in May. We're having it's like a Canadian showcase.
Yeah.
It's called Made in Canada, and it's a bunch of our nearest and dearest. And if you're in Los Angeles at that time, look up the Made in Canada show.
Yeah, it's
buy
May
tickets.
8th. May 8th. I believe it's at 7 p.m. at UCB
7 or
Franklin.
7:30 or something.
Yeah, you'll look it up.
But just look it up, and if you're here, then come party with us and
I'm so
make it a good
excited.
show.
It's going to be good. Matt, where can they find you online?
Matt O'Brien on Instagram. I'm not even touching X anymore. I don't like it there.
Oh, I forgot about X. I
yeah,
also don't thread really, and I don't really TikTok.
I thread every now and then. But Matt O'Brien on Instagram, and also there's a link in my bio to all my shows coming up. Sunnyvale, California. I'm coming to Texas.
Do you have a link tree?
I do have a link tree.
I should set up a link tree.
You got to set up a link tree. And this is not an ad for them, but it kind of is.
Maybe Friday.
Where can they find you?
You can find me, Julia Comedy, on Instagram. And you'll see a link for my OnlyFans there. Yes, I have an OnlyFans. Have we even talked about that?
Oh man, no.
Oh my gosh!
maybe.
Quickly, I did an OnlyFans comedy taping, but because of it, you have to start an account. We've heard
I did
Matt
it
go
as
through
well.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're one of our listeners who maybe wants to see my tits, sign up. I don't show my tits. Or
Side
do I?
boob, upper boob,
I
under boob,
yeah. There's been a little bit of underboob.
top of the crack of the butt.
None of that yet.
Okay.
Full-
Ankles,
Full clit.
just the clit.
Just the clit. With
Nostrils.
oh yeah, those holes. My ear holes, my nose holes.
Is there a nostril fetish out there?
There's
are
gotta
there
be.
nostril guys?
Ew,
Ugh.
I don't want to think about
that
that.
one's bad.
So yeah, if you want to support my comedy career, sign up for my OnlyFans. And and if you want to enjoy a can, go to can.com and type in Julia Comedy 20 and get 20% off your first order. That's a steal.
Do it, but it's something you paid for, so it's not a steal.
Yeah.
That's the show. We'll be back next week. I promise you we're back,
I
more
promise.
consistent, and we're going to have some wacky old Vegas stories. I am sure of it.
Oh yes.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? Is this what you want?